Silent support is that sense of knowing that you are held and supported even when there are no actions being taken. Hello, I'm Dr. Renee Harmon. I'm the author of Surfing the Waves of Alzheimer's, Principles of Caregiving That Kept Me Upright. It's a teaching memoir of younger onset Alzheimer's disease. And in the book, and in my earliest blog post, I talk about tangible, visible support that I and my family had. So I don't have time to talk about those again, but I encourage you to read those sections in the book or look at my blog posts again. In them, I paid homage and sought to honor all of those that gave so much to us. These were friends and family and neighbors and my faith community and professionals. What I want to talk about today, though, is silent support. I learn a lot from nature. She has a lot to teach us. Nature is a wise teacher. And what I want to talk today about, I learned from listening to trees. So trees make up part of the ecosystem of a forest. And a forest is a community of sorts, made up of all the plants and animals that live there, from the smallest mushroom to the largest mother tree, from the tiniest beetle to apex predators. They are all dependent and interdependent on each other. And beyond what you can see in this surface forest is underneath in the soil. There is a whole other ecosystem and community, again, interdependent upon each other, but providing nourishment and support for life above and below the soil line. So trees provide shade and shelter for smaller plants and animals. And by converting energy from the sun, trees and other plants will make fruit and nuts and other foodstuffs for the animals. Pollinators are important. When animals defecate, the nutrients get back into the soil. And when plants and animals die and decompose, those nutrients go back into the soil so that plants can draw from them again and the cycle continues. So what I first want to talk about is physical support. In a forest, all of the trees of the forest, all of their roots are tangled up together and intertwined with each other. And that provides a physical support to the forest system so that when winds come or when flood waters rise, it's very difficult for one tree to fall. But did you know that trees also talk to each other? I first learned about this in the 2016 memoir, Lab Girl by Hope Jahren. I've listed 2 other books and a YouTube video that are accessible and explain this phenomenon very well. The YouTube video especially is amazing. It's very succinct and very accessible and will explain this very well. So go look those up if you feel so led. But trees will communicate to each other through chemicals that they give off through their leaves, usually as a warning system to other trees in the forest that say an insect infestation is approaching. They also communicate underground, and that to me is where the magic really happens. There is a whole system of fungal hyphae. These are thin thread, a filament of fungi. Mushrooms are fungi, so this is a type of mushroom, if you want to say, spread throughout the forest floor. And it's enormous, and science are just now beginning to understand. Trees will use this system to communicate with each other by sending these warning signals along these systems of fungal hyphae. They will also use that system to send nutrients to trees that need them. So say one large healthy tree might have an abundance of nutrients, and that tree will send its excess to trees that might be struggling a little bit more. So this silent support that trees have with each other and within a forest is exactly what I experienced in the 8 years of Harvey's illness and beyond. I didn't have to say what was going on at home. I still felt loved and supported and held by my greater community. My family and I could shelter in the shade of that community. We were supported and held because our roots intertwined with our whole community's roots, and we were held that way, so that when the storms of Harvey's illness wreaked havoc in our lives, we did not fall down. We were not asked to contribute to the community. Rather, those members who were doing well psychologically and spiritually, their energy of their abundance supplied us. May you too know the love and support of community. A community where no words are necessary, no explanations or justifications, just love. Be well and keep your balance.